Now, from the studios of Into Tomorrow in Miami, this is ITTV.
Welcome back, techies. I'm Dave Graveline. This is ITTV, Into Tomorrow Television. We're just back from our trip to Barcelona, Spain, covering the latest happenings in the mobile device world at Mobile World Congress. If you missed our highlight video from the show floor or any of our 3-hour radio show, also from the show floor, stop by our site at intotomorrow.com, where you can watch the video and download our free podcast. Every year around this time, the Consumer Electronics Association's Digital Answer Man makes his way to our Miami studios to share with us some of the latest tech gadgets that are currently creating a buzz. He stopped by again this year and had some cool stuff to share with us. Take a peek. Always a pleasure to have our next guest joining us here in the studio, in our Miami studios. From CEA, the Consumer Electronics Association, it's Jim Berry, the Digital Answer Man. Welcome back, Jim. How are you?
Nice to be with you again, Dave. Always a pleasure.
Yes, indeed. You always bring fun things to show and to talk about post-CES.
That's right. Well, CES just ended about 60 days ago, and a couple of big themes this year were Internet of Everything, or the Internet of Things, wearable technology, and then we had lots of stuff in vehicles too. We had 9 of the top automakers there with everything from electric cars to cars that drive themselves.
Yeah,
it's absolutely spectacular.
Kind of scary. Jetsons age, here we come.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I brought this basketball.
Now here's something you haven't normally brought to the studio. In all these years doing things, I've never seen you bring a basketball or any sporting event.
I know, that's a smart basketball.
Is
9450 smart basketball. That's a virtual coach. Right underneath there is a sensor. And then you connect that to your smartphone. You get an app. And the app, the 9450 app, will check out that.
That could be trouble. No balls detected.
Well, we haven't synced it yet, but once you sync it, this becomes a virtual coach, and then you can do all kinds of drills with it. Dominant hand, non-dominant hand, faster, slower, and the coach will actually encourage you along.
Encouraging us. So there's that whole fitness thing happening.
Well, fitness, health and fitness and wearable technology, along with this Internet of Things. There was everything from basketballs to crock pots to onesies for your infant, to toothbrushes that had sensors, and this is really a culmination of a lot of technology. Sensors, wireless technology getting better and better, and battery technology, so you can put tiny sensors in just about anything and connect it to other devices, to the internet, or to your smartphone with an app and get, in this case, a smart basketball and a virtual coach.
I'm assuming that this basketball is probably a little more expensive than your regular
basketball. Yeah, it's almost $300. But again, don't compare that to a regular basketball. Compare that to a coach. If you got a personal coach to help out, this is really designed for boys and girls 9 to 20, just when you're getting into upping your game of basketball. So it's a smart basketball. It's something I could have used about 40 years ago, maybe for my game. Wireless Bluetooth technology, also a big deal at the show. And right there, that's for, we mentioned vehicles, that is from, that's the Speak Up.
Whoa, nice.
You listen to that music. That's some old-time rock and roll. So you put that right, a lot of us have new cars that don't have all the Bluetooth in them if you bought a car in the last couple of years, but just about every car has a cup holder. So this goes right in the cup holder. You can use the controls on that. It also can be programmed for gesture control, so that you can turn the music off when you get a call and all the rest of that kind of stuff.
Very cool. So then it'll also be your speakerphone.
Right, it's your speakerphone, and your music in your car fits right in the cup holder. I have also a Bluetooth set of headphones here. These are the iSport Freedom from Monster. Comes in nice colors and so forth, and they are also they're water resistant and great for a vigorous workout and really good sound. Bluetooth wireless. Health and fitness is where most of our wearable technology has been. You've probably seen some of these already. This is the Scosche Rhythm Plus. This is the Fitbit Flex. This is the wristband. You have armbands, wristbands. They're heart monitors, just about everything else. I have another one right here on my phone. This is the Tink, Zensorium Tink, and this will read your thumbprint So this also comes with an app, and it'll welcome you, and it will read your thumb, and using your thumb, it can do your heartbeat, your breath, and even your Zen. It can do all of your, how you're doing and so forth. That's the Zensorium Tink. So that's another one that's a health and fitness app with that monitors that right through your thumb.
So you can pretty much wear all these things while you're playing basketball.
You could do that, yeah, and you'd find out how good or maybe not that you are. Here's another great wireless. This is from SanDisk. This is a wireless USB drive. So again, more of us have all of this stuff on our wireless devices. We want to put it, let's say, into our desktop at home. If we've got a main desktop that we use for wired communications and so forth, you can get a SanDisk wireless USB to connect that. Got a couple of tablet computers, since tablets are where we're going, and in this big transition to mobile, have the newest. This is the iPad Air. This is the newest, thinnest, lightest iPad. This is the Google Nexus 7 that uses the Android operating system. You have a lot of choices in Android tablets, and then this is the Windows Surface. This is the one with the cool connector keyboard. This the latest one with Windows 8.1. So you have Windows, you have different screen sizes, and you have different price ranges in tablet computers.
And with 8.1, it works now.
It works, and it works excellently. They finally got it right. And then I have from LG, I have the LG Flex, and I have this connected. The LG Flex, this is one that's called a phablet. Phablets are, oh, and listen to that. This is my charger leash. This is a, if you forget your charger, the charger leash, you can use this, comes with for all the different types of devices. This one is for the mini USB connectors. It will remind you after 5 seconds that you've forgotten your charger. And those of us who've spent a lot of times in hotel rooms and forgotten those will really like to have the charger leash. I had it attached to this LG Flex. This is one of these phablets. You can see how it's almost the size of the smaller tablet computers, the 7-inch Nexus 7 or the Samsungs or any of those smaller ones. But this one is from LG, and this is the Flex that also has that nice curve in it. This was introduced at the Consumer Electronics Show. The LG Flex phablet, big phone, small tablet. The way we use these now is we look at a lot of videos and stills and so forth, not just making phone calls. This also is really good. The curve feels really good when you do use this for making phone calls.
And what we're seeing with these phones are larger screens continuously, which is kind of a really unusual thing because most electronics typically becoming smaller on a regular basis. For about 20
years, and for about 20 years, phones got smaller and smaller and smaller. And about 2 years ago, Samsung and LG introduced the larger, the 5-inch screens. Now they're getting up to 6-inch screens, and they're selling like hotcakes. People, they laughed when they introduced them, but they really have become very, very popular size. I think we may even see that bigger in the next generation of iPhones when those come out later this year.
So Apple might finally catch up.
Well, in that case, you know, we are getting bigger with all of these phones, so that is a trend that maybe Apple will jump on as well.
Gotcha. Plus the Internet of Things, it's all about all sorts of things, sensors and devices to help us not only be more physically fit, but just to be able to be more productive and maybe even have a little more fun sometimes.
Right. Everything connected to the Internet or to one another, to different devices, or to your smartphone using this as with an app on your smartphone. Electronics just about everywhere.
Love it. CE.org for more information, and of course the CEA Answer Man on Twitter as well. You can follow Jim and all of his travels as always. Thanks for joining us on Into Tomorrow.
Always my pleasure, Dave.
Make sure you check out our radio show this weekend where we were able to spend a little more time with Jim and talk more about some of these cool products. Again, if we don't have a radio station affiliate in your area, our free podcasts can be found at intotomorrow.com. If you have any questions about anything Jim showed us or any other tech issues for that matter, call us anytime 24/7, 1-800-899-INTO. That's 1-800-899-4686. Of course, our free apps are available for your mobile device, and you can even send us an audio question right from the app. Let's jump into our tech time machine and take a peek at some of the tech achievements of yesterday. Chris is up next with his feature, This Week in Tech History. Among other things, this week he reminds us of the first message sent over the phone. You know, those things that you couldn't carry in your pockets back then?
This week in 1876, Alexander Graham Bell sent the first clear telephone message into a nearby room to his assistant Thomas Watson. "Mr. Watson, come here, I want you," were the first words spoken into the invention that Bell had created. In 1891, Almond Stroger, an undertaker in Topeka, Kansas, patented the Stroger switch, a device which led to the automation of telephone circuit switching. In 1923, a great improvement in radio receivers was advertised. The new models eliminated the need for headphones, which were considered a nuisance because they were so heavy to wear and messed up hairdos. The new radios were also said to have a foolproof design. And this week in 1961, Sputnik 9 successfully launched, carrying a mannequin named Ivan Ivanovich, along with a dog, various reptiles, and 80 mice and guinea pigs, demonstrating that the Soviet Union was ready to begin human spaceflight. That's our look back at This Week in Tech History, brought to you by IFA, the International Funkausstellung in Berlin, one of the foremost consumer tech shows in the world, with a rich history all its own. Get more info at ifa-berlin.com. If you haven't already, stop by our Facebook page at fb.com/intotomorrow and hit that like button. It'll only take a second. And follow our official Twitter feed at IT Radio Show. We love it when you get social with us.
Don't forget also about our free tech newsletter. It's delivered to your inbox once a week and contains all sorts of useful tech information, links to our show pages, info on all of our guests, and lots more. Stop by our main page at intotomorrow.com and enter just your email address in the red box. Click the link in the confirmation email that you'll receive, and that's all there is to it. Well, that'll wrap it up for this week's trip into tomorrow. We'll see you again right here next week, and of course, on the radio. I'm Dave Graveline. Thanks for joining us.
But again, compare that not with a regular basketball, but compare that with a crash.
Hold on, I think we'll pick that up because that was really weird.